All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Coloring Passports. I'm Rio, and today we are going to tackle the Bottlenose Dolphin out of the Dolphin book. It's the very first page. I've put it off for a while and have done lots of the other pages. Let's flip through those. Because I wanted the practice. I like this page. I think this page is fun. I want to put some stars on this page to make it look like they're swimming in space. Look at that. So much fun. So much fun. Oh, haven't done that one yet. Haven't done that one yet. That one's done. Haven't done that one. I have 6 more left to go. Orcas and dolphins. So, but I have waited to do this one because the reef here I've drawn is a Fiji style reef. So it's, you know, pinks and yellows, and it's got tropical fish and lots of fun stuff. So I wanted to take my time with this and really get in there and try to make this look good. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, I have not swatched these colored pencils in a very long time. So I'm gonna begin picking up color that I think is in the reef, and then we will backtrack if need be. So this is the terracotta. This is the finish. What I really want to do is get down in the grooves of this. This is magenta. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly or not, y'all, but I'm just gonna do it. Now I'm just making teeny tiny little baby circles like I always do. Some of these are going to need to have more purple. This is dahlia purple. Oh yeah. Okay, so as that comes down around this corner here, I'm telling you that I'm going to see purple in all of this. I'm just going to draw some little squigs there. Ooh, this one's gonna be intense. I'm just gonna apologize ahead of time, y'all. I was an overachiever when I drew this out, but I wanted at least one scene to have something so fun in it that you just couldn't stand yourself but do it. That you couldn't resist the temptation to do it. This is the yellow orange. This sweet little fish has got tons of color on him. And you know, I didn't draw very realistic tropical fish on this, and I'm a big complainer about reef scenes with fish that aren't realistic. So, and I am guilty This is dark purple. I am guilty of doing that with this particular drawing illustration because I just wanted the illusion of the fish in there. I wanted the focus to be on the coral this time because I wanted to see how far we could push our boundaries with the idea of all of this. So I'm feeling like this is gonna be this purple. This is so tough. I think, oh my God. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm concerned about my life choices right now. Seriously concerned about my life choices. Mulberry, okay. So is mulberry gonna be light enough to translate into lighter coral? This is so impossibly small to work with. Oh my goodness. And see, as this rolls over, it's got to go to different colors, pinks. This is going to be hard. This is just straight up going to be a challenge. So we're going to have to find the colors that we need, get in that zone, stay in that zone, and hope for the absolute best because this is going to be a lot. Oh, this is going to be a lot. Okay. I'm getting intimidated, so I'm moving around to the fish a little bit here. Oh, I'm not doing this correctly. So I wanna do some yellow. Again, these fish are not realistic. So I just drew them whimsically because I needed them done. Not proud of that because I am one of the biggest gripers about the reef fish never being done properly. So I'm sorry. But you know, it might be nice to have one thing in this not be so intensely challenging to do. I'm just gonna lay in some color here so I can see them. Bring that up just a touch on his pectoral fin. I am using the permanent red. This whole situation gives me an opportunity to use colors that I wouldn't normally get to use. So I am very thankful for that. I'm going to use some of this red over here on this piece of coral because I want this coral to read yellowy orange. So the red will be, you know, just like a few little shadowy things here and there. I don't know. It's going to be a challenge. No matter what, it's going to be a challenge to do this. because there's so many crevices on this coral. It's just going to be really, really hard to make this coral read proper. Okay, so are we thinking that this is this color? Not 100%. Which one of them is this color? Y'all, it's going to be really hard to talk to you during the workings of this. Wow. Okay, there's that. Now let me get a little bit of a peachy color up here on the top of this so that it reads like light. And then let me see if I can mix all of it together. That's okay, but that's not gonna work. Okay, so there needs to be more. Okay. Okay, y'all. I have pink rose that I think is going to be a high enough pastel-y pink to lay in right here. Now I'm going to obviously go in and darken up some of this. But I feel like in order to make this really work, I am seriously going to have to rosy beige. That's got to come down in here. That's down in this part here. That's a little too brown. That needs to be more pink. It's got to have some more purple in it. I'm going to see if this pomegranate will help. Yes, by Jingo it will. You know, this is way out of line. This entire thing is way out of line. Please don't hate me by the time we get done with this. Okay. I always feel like the coral is the hardest part, especially when it's flat like this. When I paint, I carve it out so that it's thicker, you know, and it's easier to that way it's easier to decide which part is dark and which part is light. With this, I'm really just bouncing around with a bunch of colors in the spectrum of the Prismacolors that I've never worked with before. Okay, that's not really the correct color. This is actually down here in some of this. Though I can see this color down here in this rosy area here, and that's super dark. Oh my goodness. This is wild. This is truly, truly wild. This is truly wild. Okay, this is still looking like a hot mess. It'd be much easier to do this a tiny little section at a time. But I'm honestly not sure I can do that. I don't know if I'm wired to do it that way. I'm gonna grab some of this salmon pink and come over here and start laying in some of these coral fingers over here. I'm gonna go right over the top of what I've already drawn. Okay. Well, it's... I don't know what's happening. That's all I'm gonna say is I just don't 100% know what's happening here. I'm gonna grab a 70% cool gray and I'm gonna come in here on the ocean floor and kind of lay in some of this color here, and then we're going to want to go over this with some bluish green, really. I'm just gonna treat this like I would if it was a landscape. So this is like rock formation here, kind of rocky coral. This is gonna take forever. Forever. So I'm gonna take some of this gray. See, I'm bouncing around because I'm uncomfortable working in this reef right now. So that's going on. I've drawn all of this to I don't even know what I was doing here with this pectoral fin. This is seriously. Incorrect. So we're just gonna try to cover this. Too long. The pectoral fin shouldn't be that long. Okay. I know for a fact we've got some of this gray right under his rostrum. Sorry, y'all. I'm not talking enough. Gonna be some gray right here. This is another different angle than we've had prior. There's gonna be another little gray there, but there's also gonna be like these ripples. Shadow on the rostrum. Just blocking them in. Just taking my time. Y'all, I'm having to concentrate here. I drew this, but my goodness, this is... Okay. It's a lot. Okay, y'all, not gonna lie, I gave up on this one last night because it was just overwhelming me. So I've come back with fresh eyes and a good night's sleep, and we're gonna get this done today. I have no idea how long this is gonna take. It could be a very lengthy tutorial, but we're gonna get it done. So I'm gonna grab some deco yellow, and I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna color over this reef formation right here. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna add some of it underneath this fish. I'm gonna come in with all the light colors first. I'm also gonna grab the, I pulled a fistful here of colors. So the thing is, we have to work our way all the way around the rainbow in this reef itself, because literally every color of the rainbow in the reef. So, y'all, just don't hate me. Just don't hate me. You will learn some really cool things if you stick this one out, okay? You will learn some cool things if you stick this one out. I think that we'll make this one yellowy. So I'm gonna come in with, I'm using sand. And it's gonna be really important that you not use the exact same color of yellows and pinks and purples throughout the entire thing. So what I'm gonna do is come in and put some of that sand right there. And then I'm going to sharpen this one here. And I use this nifty little ball jar lid here to capture my shavings. I am literally going to have to order colored pencils because I'm down to this on the higher value ones, are getting dangerously low of being unable to use them. I'm gonna put some of this right here. So see how that goes from the darker yellows. It's 3 different kinds of yellows all represented right there. And then I'm gonna fade this down here. We're just gonna work this area as much as we can. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna add some of the yellow right over the top of all of this. This color combination right here is still not my favorite. Still not 100% correct. I'm gonna add some of that yellow here and see what happens. You start to get all those little bumpies that we left wide open are now starting to take some shape. Now starting to come alive. Come down in here. I'm gonna add a little, just a tiny bit of yellow randomly over here to this one as well. And then I'm gonna see, I believe I would see some yellow down here. Just a touch though. This is gonna be, you know, a little bit different. And I also believe that I would see some yellow in this one here. That one's gonna be a much higher value and there'd probably be a little bit on this one, and then as it came around, it would probably fade into more of a yellow. I could have just done the cover, which is usually what I do. I usually have you replicate the cover art for a species. And this one, I was an overachiever. I want this fish to have yellow stripes. I'm gonna color over the entirety of this fish right now with this cream color. This cream color is so pretty. Just gives really, really nice glow to everything. Just gonna kind of keep working all my stuff there. It's all good, it's all good, it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna put the cream down. I'm gonna take a breath. This is intense, it's a lot. There's a lot going on in this. I'm gonna grab some goldenrod and hope that it's not too crazy. Do a little bit of I'm just making some squiggles. I want some of that yellow to show through, the brighter yellow, but I want some of it to be a little bit darker. And I'm gonna bleed that into some of this reef right here so that it all is connected, but still different reef structures. So I'm gonna put the goldenrod down and I'm gonna grab this permanent red here. Come in right underneath here. And that's a little more intense than what I wanted, but we're just gonna go with it because it is what it is. So I need this is more bubblegum pink in here. I have this lavender over here that I haven't really used yet. Hot pink is what it's called. Let's see if this is the bubblegummy color that we're looking for. I don't know. I'm gonna pull some of this down in here and see how I'm just coming in and making some little jaggy doopies here. That's an official term, jaggy doopies. I need a really bubblegummy pink. This lead is dirty. I'm gonna sharpen this lead because it's dirty. Now this says blush pink. Could have a little more orange in it than what I want. However, And it does. So that's still not quite what I'm looking for. I'm gonna come in here and color all of these. As I get into the background, I'm just gonna color lighter. Wow, you guys, I'm so sorry. I drew some seriously challenging situations here for this piece. I'm gonna see if this hot pink, that's a negative Ghost Rider. I'm gonna put that hot pink on this fish because this fish is a fake fish, and so we're gonna make this fish pop and put some of that hot pink right there on that sweet baby fish. And then we're gonna put this hot pink back and forget I ever brought it up because that is not the color. Not the color. Negative. Negative on that being the right color. I think y'all are gonna have to just follow your gut on this and just play, because if you get wrapped around the axle with making it exactly like mine, I think it's gonna be, it could potentially get very overwhelming very quickly. So my suggestion is to just go with it. I'm just making all these little open squiggly marks on the page as I'm getting down into the gullies of the reef here. I'm gonna get darker with my colors and less intense, less bright with my colors. I'm gonna color over all of this purple here. I'm gonna color in all of this area here. This right here bothers me. I don't like how brown that is. Now it's starting to come together, so it's not terrible at this point. I'm gonna take some of this pink and I'm gonna put it on the dolphin because it would reflect, he's gonna have some pink reflections here underneath him as well. This is probably not the ideal color, but it's an okay color to get started with. So, definitely not the reef in Florida, but you know, but it's beautiful, and we're going with it. So I'm feeling like the only way to get this further down the road is to start coming in here with some of these darker colors and start laying them in just sporadically here. This is the Tuscan Red. And while it might be a little more dominant than what you would see on the reef, I have not had the luxury of diving the Fiji reefs, so I can't tell you for sure. And when you look at reference photos, they have been oversaturated and edited, highly edited, so it's hard to know what is true colors and what is made up by the photographer, because the photographer believed those edits were more beautiful than what he was really seeing, he or she was really seeing. So I'm gonna get in here and just we're gonna call this super dark right in here. This is gonna be super dark. And I come over it with some purple. I mean, it is really gonna be freaking super dark. We'll have to come in and set that down a little bit. It's a little too intense, but the color is there. It's just not that intense. We're so far from the mark on this one, it's going to take a while to develop this page. We're going to come in here and just darken some of this up a little bit here. Blend in those colors. Gonna grab a black cherry. There we go. That's a little more of a... Still getting that purple, but it's definitely a lower intensity purple, which is what we're looking for here. And it allows me to come in here and kind of get around in these corners. Some dark color, but without it being so bright and so intense. We're gonna come up here on this edge, and I know that coloring on these edges is so challenging. Also know that dealing with all of this detail is also incredibly challenging. But you've got this, you can do this. I have faith in you. Just keep working through it. gonna need to color that something else too. And I'm noticing that the more that you just come in and keep blending some of these things together, the more realistic it all really truly does start to appear. So this is very tedious work, but if you choose to do it, I believe that the payoff in the way that this looks will definitely shine through. I'm gonna go ahead and just color this really quickly. I know that purple is not really gonna be that intense. This is great practice too for orchids and flowers and butterflies, because all of those entities have super bold colors. And this will help you get used to working those color palettes. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now, is I'm like, wow, this was over the top, highly uncalled for, could have just drawn 2 dolphins, doing nothing in particular. But no, I had to be an overachiever. Had to prove to you that it could be done. Gonna take this same purple. This is the black cherry again. So you're getting that purple, but it's a lower intensity purple. And right in the center of all of these formations is where I'm trying to push the hardest with this, so that you get some deeper crevasses. How's that looking? Well, I don't know. I just can't tell you right now. The jury is still out on whether or not this was a great idea or a terrible idea. I'm gonna come in here with some of this hot pink in a few areas and liven some of this up just a little bit. Oh, that's kind of nice. Okay, that's not terrible. I keep putting it back because I don't want to get carried away with it, because I could easily get carried away with that color. All right, so let's come in here. And let's start. Kind of getting this lineup together here. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. I do want to conquer some of these areas. And yes, I said conquer. That's what it's like for me every time I take on a project. I want to win. So certain elements of this have to shine through in order for me to feel like I won. Y'all can say whatever you want. Everything in life is a competition. Whether you're in, most of the time you're competing against yourself. And I like to beat me every chance I get. I'm driven for these to look better every single solitary time I pick up the pencils. I want stronger lines. I want more definition. I want to learn something new that makes it faster and quicker and easier to execute. I want the execution of it to look more professional each time. Like, oh, I did that so on purpose. That totally was not an accident. Gonna come right over the top of all of this with all these like squiggly things here. Look at that. That's not terrible. Okay. I'm gonna pull some of that pink down in here and just bring it across in some different ways. It's a little muddy because I'm using a lot of these colors have a lot of titanium ratio in it, a high titanium ratio, which means it's got, you know, some sort of an opaque white pigment in it that gives it the higher value quality. And that's not really something you can completely get away from when you're using these to blend the way that I'm doing. I'm gonna come back in with some of the yellows because this is really pretty right here. And I wish I wouldn't have drawn so much on the page. Again, that's my usual. The usual thing that I'm learning is that sometimes less lines on your behalf, it might be better, but at the same time, I also do this for a living, and so it's easier for me to be comfortable with just putting down some color. So I'm trying to help you grow while I teach myself how to be a better instructor, because that's always the goal. Always the goal to give you what you need from me to encourage you to keep moving forward in your creative endeavors and to get better if that's what you're looking to do, or just to explore, just to, you know, take a time out from life and create something super cool, or whatever it is that you're using these products for. I just want to make sure that I am giving you everything that you need to be as successful as you want to be. I want that to be yellow as well. So, okay, this is not terrible. I'm gonna take some of this grayed lavender and come, ooh, very carefully. I just got crazy with it there. I need one of the highest values pinks that I can get my hands on. Which one is this? Seashell pink. Let's see, is this one it? That's not terrible. It's like my favorite phrase in all of these. It's not terrible. That's what we're looking for. Not looking for perfection, looking for it's not terrible. I'm gonna come over this with some white here in just a minute. Maybe some blue. That's kind of pukey looking. I don't really like that very much at all. It's supposed to be seashell pink. I'm not seeing much pink in that, y'all. I'm seeing more tan, more yellow. But okay, you want to call it pink? You do you. It's pink. Ooh. This is peach. Okay, it's not terrible. This whole area right here still bothers me. And maybe it bothers me because I've yet to finish the fish. So let's put on some fluorescent colors on this fish here. Oh my gosh, that is literally neon yellow. Wowza! Literally neon yellow. I'm gonna come over here with the neon and warm some of this up over here. Get a little light on this sweet little baby. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna grab some of this, which is Spanish orange. Beautiful color. Beautiful color. I'm gonna add some of this in here. See how I'm adding it to the tops and the bottoms of them so that that pink can kind of show through there. It's kind of a nice little addition. I wonder what it would look like in here. It's gonna read like light. Okay, again, notice that I'm not putting it everywhere. I'm just sort of bouncing it around here a little bit. On this side, we're gonna use it as the shadow. Okay, we got that. Let me have this color of blue, which is cerulean blue. I think this is the color of blue that I want. Not 100% sure, but let's get in here and let's add some of this to the dorsal fin and to the anal fin. I gotta come back in with some of that. I have to darken some of that up. Okay, so let's gonna darken up the underside of this fish just a little bit. I don't like the blue that's being used on his face as of yet, but I don't know that there's anything that I can do about that right now. It's fine. It's fine. Let's grab a darker color, get that. don't know if this is going okay or not. I can't really tell. Okay. I'm gonna come over this with the white. Oh, sorry, Chase, you're gonna have to edit out the opening of the door. That's okay. It's not terrible. All right, so let's see if we can get some of the, if we get some of the blue laid in there for the watercolor, that might help the cause here. Non-photo blue. So let's come in here and let's see if maybe non-photo blue. So I'm feeling like I'm gonna draw a line here. I'm gonna draw a line here. And draw a line here. I'm also feeling like I wanna do this in the gouache. I don't wanna do it in this. I wanna do it in the gouache. So give me a minute to get the gouache paint out. Okay, same gouache palette that I'm always using. I just feel like the water looks better when you do it with the gouache. And if we all decide that the gouache is definitely a good idea, then I am all in favor of us carrying a line of gouache. Here and grab some of this dirty color up here because I want this to be a little bit dirtier. I'm gonna hit this with everything I've got. I'm gonna come down and make some Huh. Okay. I like it. So then I feel like as I come around the bend to the back side here, that this is going to be a little bit darker, a little bit different. Ooh, that's a really pretty color. Paint right over the dolphins. They're both under the water. They've got all this swirly up here. This is just below the surface. And I am still not the greatest at painting this water loosely, but I'm learning. I want to come in, and I really do feel like I kind of want to just go over all of this with this gouache. Oh yeah, that's the color. Look at that. So that's a little bit of that black in there. We're gonna just darken some of this up here. Then we're just gonna, I'm not gonna fuss with this being an absolute complete composition here. I just want, I want to push further than I've done before, within reason. I want the reef to look good. I've got to get rid of that because that bothers me right there. So that little halo effect going on there is not going to work out. In fact, we might as well just go in here right now and try to kill some of that. I'm using what I'm going to tell you is a zinc white. It just is called white in the Arteza gouache tubes here to go over this. I really should put some white or some yellow in this if I'm going to have these streaks coming down. These streaks are kind of fun though. Look at that. Now I can't get this paper too terribly wet because I didn't put a layer of the colored pencil down first, and I don't want to ruin the page behind it. There we go. That's better. That's truly better. I'm gonna come in here with some of this watercolor and just bounce some of this watercolor glaze right over the top of what we've done here on these. That's pretty. Pretty cool. I'm gonna grab some of this pink in my watercolor palette. Grab some of this. I'm gonna activate some of this. Pearl here. Let me turn off the recorder here because the neighbors are being loud. Okay, we've let this dry. I've had a cup of coffee, had some time to, you know, think about what we're doing here, and a couple of things. I want to get into this area a little bit more with some of that blackberry or black cherry, whatever color that was. Let me see if I can find it here. Is it this one? Black cherry. I want to get into this a little bit more over here and just darken up some of this just ever so slightly. And then some of it I want to darken up significantly. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna work on this part of it over here. I am gonna grab some green and come around my light here and just add some. I'm gonna come up here and add some green to this. Yep, that'll do it. Look at that. That sort of sets that back down into the background. Add some green in here around this. Yep, gonna do a little halo of that green in there. Gonna add some green right over the top of this because this is all various squiggly things here. Well, I think that's gonna look pretty nice. I'm gonna put the green in between all of the pieces of coral. Gonna kind of come over the top. The colored pencil right over the top of the watercolor and the gouache. Kind of a fun combination there. So. Okay, that's coming together. Look at that. That's looking pretty good. I can live with that to a certain degree. Add a little bit of, maybe I don't like that as much. Anyway, let's cut to the chase and let's get into these dolphins, shall we? I think we shall. So, I'm gonna grab all of the, that does not belong in there. That's part of the problem. I'm gonna grab all of the warm grays. Just all of these right here. Okay, also gonna grab some of this yellow here. I'm gonna put some of this yellow right here over the top of that snout. And that might not be the right color. In fact, I'm certain that it's not. Let's grab eggshell. Let's try eggshell. Eggshell gonna work for me? Wow, eggshell is definitely not gonna work. Eggshell is back here on his body. I don't want to make a fuss about these dolphins. I want to get them done in a timely manner. Cream. How about seashell pink? Nope, that's not the color either. Note to self: testing the colors before you put them on the paper is probably a really good idea. Going back to my trusty cream color. Oh, there it is. And I know this looks like a hot mess right now. Like I just don't care, but that's not true. I do care. The color doesn't need to be so particular on here. It just needs to I just need to get it down, and then I'll come in and I'll blend out some other colors around it. Ooh, that should have been a lot wider. I don't know if I can save this part. I'm just scribbling, literally scribbling color down. And I don't know if that's the correct way to do this, but that's how I am gonna do this. Because I just want all of this blended and creamy and smooth and delicious and yeah. So we've got all of this pink over here. We've got all this blue-green over here. And we have to somehow meld all of this together. That's the goal, is to meld it all together so it looks like it, you know, like each piece, each element of this is actually in the same painting. I had to sharpen some pencils. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm feeling like this dolphin's gonna have, darker shadows on it because it's closer. It's gonna have more intense highlights on it because it's closer. And I really feel like I kind of want to do that with watercolor and gouache and get on down the road with it. Oh, let me turn the AC off. Okay, don't be alarmed, but I'm gonna add a bunch of this cream color to his back here. I'm eventually gonna come in with some other colors, but I really wanna lay this on as thick as I can. I'm gonna come in back here and sort of lay it on thick back here too, but I'm gonna come back over that with some white gouache because I want that to be lighter than the cream color. I'm gonna put the cream color away. I'm gonna come in with some of this lavender, grade lavender. And I'm gonna just start bringing in some of these colors here because I know that there's a ridge right there from the way we've been coloring the other ones. And I know that all of this really has the potential to be quite purple because it's going to reflect that reef. The reef has got the purples in it, the beautiful, beautiful colors in it. I'm going to grab a 50% warm gray and I'm going to come right back in here. Oh yeah, that's going to do it. And I'm going to start laying in some of this. So this is going to come around like this. There's going to be see how I'm going to just come in with those darker colors and lay some lines right on across there, like they're water shadow lines. coming in on the dorsal fin, darkening that up. This is like a darker side, darker edge on his side here. This is more of a lavendery gray on this guy. So I'm gonna switch to the 30% warm gray, or is this cool? This is warm gray. I don't know how to do this. I'm just gonna improvise. I don't. It's an awful long flipper there. We've already discussed that I'm not 100% certain that I feel like these have been drawn correctly. We're just gonna put them in and be done with it. Okay. Come in with this 10% warm gray. Ooh, I'm pushing so hard that I broke it. And I'm just gonna start laying in some of these lines. And I am definitely, it's still not good. It's still not great here. I'm definitely lackluster on this one here. I want this color to be creamier, so I'm gonna push really hard. I've got the pinks here. I'm gonna come back in with some other colors for sure, so don't worry yet. Don't worry yet. He's way too high value. These need to be a lot darker. We gotta go a lot darker. It's looking good though. It's getting there, but when you look at how intense all of this is, and then you look at these guys, they're not really part of the equation yet. They're not really part of the, they're not 100% part of the image yet. I'm gonna add some of this in there. I love these gray colors. They're just so, the usability of these is just so good. Okay, there's some of that. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I like it. All right, y'all. So I kind of like the way the composition is shaping up here a little bit. This page is really, really curled because I used quite a bit of watercolor on the paper without having any colored pencil down. I'm gonna grab the Dahlia Purple and I'm gonna very carefully add some of that Dahlia Purple right here to this sweet baby dolphin. Now, I don't know if I have drawn this correctly, so you're just gonna have to forgive me if I have not. That's so intense. Wow. It's just really, really, really reaches out to get you there. Let's do the black cherry. Is that what this is? Yeah, black cherry. So this gives it a little bit of the purple hues without it being so crazy in your face. This needs to be that warm. This is 90%, no, yeah, 90 or 50, 90% warm gray. So I'm just gonna come in here, and this is a super sharp tip. And sometimes the tips being super sharp makes it more difficult to work with, but we're just gonna make this work here. And if you have a better way to illustrate this, I want to see it, because I am not claiming to know everything here. I'm just telling you what I do when I look at it. Okay. This is going to be dark right there, because that's in his armpit. So I'm just trying to get some of this done. So the dorsal fin right in here is definitely gonna have a little bit more shadow. Dorsal side of his body right in here. I just feel like this should be a little bit darker, just a little bit darker. Okay, so then right in here, we want the rostrum to be a little bit darker in here. And then as it comes down, right there where his mouth line is, that's gonna just be developed a little bit more. This is gonna be definitely. Then underneath his mouth, I'm not touching that line, but I'm going right up to it. And then I'm just gonna come in and add a little bit of shadow here, and it looks like a hot mess right now. I mean, this looks really terrible right now, but if you'll just give me a minute, I think that I can save this whole illustration. Maybe not. This one might be the one that gets me. I don't know. See all that? Okay, there's that. Now I'm gonna grab the 50% and just start coloring over the top here. I mean, these guys are darker colored. I just always get nervous with adding the actual darker color in there, but this should be a little more blue in here. I know that that should be a little more blue, so I'm gonna grab a couple of different colors here now. Ooh, they're flying, those airplanes. Loud and proud tonight. So I'm grabbing cloud blue. Look at that. Would you look at that? Sometimes you just need a completely different color to help you bring it home. I'm here to tell you though. I'm gonna break out some, I'm definitely gonna break out the watercolors here in just a minute because I'm just not happy with the way this is looking yet. And I keep curling this page. Oh, how's it looking? Oh, it's not terrible. I don't know. I still don't 100% like it yet. I'm gonna come in with some of this blue violet lake. I'm just adding some tint of blue here, just a tint of blue. I'm also feeling like I'm not 100% trusting my drawing. And that's okay. I'm trying to up my drawing skills here, and I'm just not 100% sure that this translates the way that it should. Let's break out some of that white. Let's break out some of the white gouache here. Let's break out some gouache and some watercolors. Because I'm just not feeling all of the colored pencils right now. And y'all know I'm a painter first and foremost. So understanding how the gouache and the watercolor work just lends me wanting to go right back to it. I mean, just right back to that. I get comfortable in this and I'm thinking, this is pretty cool. I could paint like this. That candy blue. I love this gouache. And I believe I had very little appreciation for it when I was younger. And maybe it wasn't even a thing when I was younger. But I am here to tell you that I am now Team Gouache all the way. I think this stuff is pretty danged amazing, really. I'm just taking some of that white and I'm just coming in here and just putting in some areas here where smoothing that out. Just kind of coming back in and just adding in some sunshine. Just gonna kind of do a little wash, you know, just a little bit of wash. We're gonna have a little bit of purple, but I don't want it to be wild. So I'm gonna grab some of that purple and bring it over here. My palette kind of faded out. There we go. Have some purple over here. Oh, look at that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, it's not 100% fantastic. I mean, it's probably not my best illustration, but it is looser, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish, is looser illustrations. I think it doesn't look terrible. I like it, actually. Okay, let's add a little bit of I'm gonna activate a little bit more of this color. Come in underneath here and I'm gonna pull some of that blue up onto the dolphin's face because you're gonna see it. You're gonna see that reflection, especially on the underside. You're gonna see that. Have we had enough? Can we call it good? I think it's not too bad. I'm gonna sign it and call it good. What do you think, y'all? There you have it. Bottlenose dolphin. That one was challenging. Wow, that one was seriously challenging. I know what you're saying. Back away from the painting, Rio. Don't do it, Rio. You're breaking your own rules about touching it after you've signed it. I just wanted to add a little bit of this blue over here and see what it would do. You know, this reef has all the potential of being really spectacularly beautiful. Just can't get enough of that. Maybe I'll add a little bit of this up in here. Okay, that's it. That is it. Do I have sunlight? I'm gonna loosely say yes. Did I work my watercolors the way that I wanted to? Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think I'm okay. I think I've done okay with this one. This one was really, really a lot to take on. So, there you have it. Bottlenose Dolphin is done, y'all. I'm Rio. Thanks for joining us in the studio, and I'll catch you on the next page.